show of hands, how many of you here loves traveling? How many of you here already planned your next trip? What are you doing? Okay, so for the past 4 months, I have been debating with myself what I wanted to do for winter break. And I made the ultimate decision of my life to go solo backpacking around Europe for a month. And so before I started my journey, I was not sure if I'm making the right decision. I asked around, and I must say that most of the answers I got were negative. That held me back. They were like, "Are you sure? Are you really traveling alone?" And I'm like, how sure can I be? In the verge of people viewing Muslims as terrorists, and don't even get me started on that. I was scared. But the more people tell me, like, how cautious should I be, I should rethink about my plan, the more I felt the urge to just go and pack my bags. And so that's what I did. I was scared, I was terrified, I might not have enough money, So the first thing I did was I checked my bank account, and guess what? I had $10,000. No, that did not happen. I just wanted the moment that you guys would believe that I'm actually rich, but I just wish that. And so I was really scared, right? And I'm a broke college student for a start. So I had like around less than, I don't know, $2,000. So I'm gonna share with you right now three tricks that I had when I went travel abroad. The first one being Google Flight. If you go on Google Flight and you search and you type your travel dates and you click on travel explore destinations, Google Flight will tell you all the places you can go around the world with the cheapest price. So I went to Budapest for a start. For example, I bought a ticket from Copenhagen to Stockholm for only $6. Poland to London, $11. And then I ended up finding myself buying like 8 tickets around Europe for only under $100. Moving on. So the next trick is couch surfing. So who here have heard about couch surfing? Okay. Who has not heard about couch surfing? Okay. So for those of you who do not know, couch surfing is basically a website, more like a Facebook. It's a community where you can build your profile. And the main distinction is like you can host the people when people come to your place, and you can request to stay at someone's place when you go travel. And so that's what I did. The third one is cooking. Well, you see on the internet people travel here and there, and then they, try different meals, and you don't have money for that. And then what I did was like the first thing that I searched for is like grocery store. For example, I went to Copenhagen. I went to a grocery store and I bought some like raw materials to cook, and that will only cost me $5. And that foods can last me about like 3 days. So I only spent like under $1 a day, right? So fun stuff. So those are 3 things that I did to save costs. And all this fun traveling things people tell you, I want to share with you one consequence that I encountered when I traveled. There was this one restaurant that I went when I was in Poland. There was this like social event where people, like talk and drink. And because I don't drink, I like sit in the corner and I talk to my friends that I met along the travel. And at the end of the event, one man came up to me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you that much, because I thought you wear a scarf for a reason." And that helped me back. I thought, is that how people view me? Am I viewed as a woman who is very conservative? Like a traditional lady who don't talk as much? And that stopped me for a while. I'm gonna share you what I learned. First one is give a chance and know what you're capable of. When I think about that guy, I thought to myself, I can either feel miserable about it, like shut myself down because, whatever I'm gonna do, people are still gonna view me as not a capable person or like very reserved or not. Or I can either turn that into something powerful that can help me move forward. I wanted to be the person that can help change the perception of a woman with a hijab and what we're capable of doing, you know? Oftentimes, we feel victimized when we are put in an uncomfortable situation. And I'm gonna tell you this, you have the options to feel or react to that situation. You can't escape taking risks or being in situations where people won't judge you. People will judge you. We judge people every day. We've been to talks where people say like, oh, don't judge a book by its cover, but we do. We pick a book by its cover. Like, at least that's what I do. Sorry, I gotta be honest. The second one is be engaged and always ask. So couchsurfing has taught me to be engaged with the local. Don't just travel because the place is one of the places you must go before you die on BuzzFeed, you know? Go travel because of the people, because of the culture it brings. Learn about the place, learn about the people. The second one is ask. Oftentimes we underestimate the willingness of people to share and to connect. One time when I was in Mechelen, it's in Belgium, by the way, I wanted to go to this one art museum, and I asked a person, and he was like, why do you want to go to this museum? And I'm like, I don't know, because it's in the brochure. And he was like, let me bring you to a place, to someplace else. And he brought me to this one park where I remember all the conversations we had along the riverbank, and I remember seeing the most amazing scenery I've ever had in my life. And so curiosity turns into knowledge. Just like that, when you ask around, when you are with people around you, put that phone down. Talk to people. Because that's how you learn. That's how you get out there and learn about different cultures and lifestyles. And the third one is to follow your instincts. Malcolm Gladwell, in one of his books called Blink, Thinking Without Thinking, mentioned that your intuitive thinking is much more superior than your articulate thinking. One of the things I encountered the most when I go solo traveling is that you don't have a lot of time to discuss with other people where you want to go next. You know, you don't have other people to talk to when you want to go to the next place or whatnot. So you do a lot of like snap judgments, like gut feelings and whatnot. And so if you just want to like trust yourself, you're gonna be surprised in what might turn out. The last one is be grateful. When I think about my travel, I no longer think about the places I've been or like people I met. I mean, I do, but like I think about the moment I had when I only had $1 to spend when I haven't gotten dinner yet. And think about my college life. We take advantage of that. A lot of people out there in this world have no options to think about their dinner simply because they had no money. And I want you to think back about what I told you in the beginning and what I told you just now. I was terrified. I was scared I would have no money to go by. But have I not braved myself to just take the step and go out there, I wouldn't have experienced what I told you just now. And so I challenge you to go out there, to book your next ticket. And when you plan your next travel, think about my stories. Think about what you're gonna do. I want to tell you this. No one can tell you what the world is really like until you define it yourself. Thank you.